Boss, this week's income from the sponsors has cleared, and we're making good profit against our running costs.
Hello and welcome back to Formula One 2020 My Team. Today, we have Belgium, and I barely worked on the power unit at all. This is going to suck. But we get a new sponsor here today, and I'm looking at the sponsors, so yeah. What we do, going for the best goal bonus, probably weekly income, I would think, but it looks like we're going for goal bonus here. Yeah, and today I'm hoping to have a good day, but we're in for an interesting twist, as you saw in the title for today's race that we only had in like the final 2 laps of the Australian Grand Prix back in episode 1. We're going to have rain today for the race. It's going to make things interesting. At least rain racing is a lot better than in 2019. It's a lot more fun. And yeah, but looking at the sponsors here, it looks like we're going to go with duotone. And yeah, so here's a little sped up process of me pretty much adding the liveries to the cars at ×4 speed. So here you go. Now that that's over, we're going to get our activities ready. We have time for 2 activities here. We're going to do marketing strategy conference and reaction training by the looks of it. Or did we go for, yeah, reaction training. Now we're going to advance time. We also have a little bit after the season break, which you see there at the bottom. Season break's pretty much just 3 weeks where all the factories and stuff are shut down over the summer. Of course, this year with everything that's gone on, it was pretty much before the season even began, they moved it. Looking at the R&D, I do not believe we make an upgrade here at this point in time, but yeah, here's a press interview with Will Buxton.
It's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. Your team's been picking up points fairly consistently. Do you think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Your second driver really seems to be improving at a rapid pace. How dedicated are they? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Right, so done with that. Now we have the season break coming up. 3 weeks. Now we do have time for another time to do activities or whatever. We're going to do chassis team building. That's the only thing we can do. And yeah. So now we could sim ahead to the Belgian Grand Prix. Race I'm looking forward to. On to practice. And the car's feeling pretty good. I feel like coming into this race we were going to have a good shot at it, and no, I felt pretty fast, so yeah, of course we do have rain. I'm not sure I was feeling confident after that, but yeah, on to qualifying here now. This is, I believe, right? Or is this the quality sim program? Looks like qualifying because it's all cloudy and stuff, and certainly wasn't looking like it was going to be cloudy in that first practice session. And yes, this is quality. So yeah, just running laps now, trying to get the best possible qualifying session. Lap in case you can't tell, I'm just trying to say things to pass the time. So yeah, actually here for my second lap in qualifying, so across the lot, play button, but yeah, here in qualifying, yeah, just trying to pass the time by saying anything I possibly can. It's not a good strategy, but hey, why not? And we qualify P15, which is not entirely bad, but I was running a rain setup, so it's actually pretty good. There were results: Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, top three. And set down to race day. Here's David Croft.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 right corners and 10 left corners, giving us a grand total of 19. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in these conditions, we won't be seeing anything like that today. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
The rain is supposed to go away, as you can see there. Around halfway, maybe a bit later than that, but we'll see. Light rain for now. Now to the 5 red lights and the Belgian Grand Prix here, Season 1. First time I've driven this track in this game, and it's lights out and away we go. Overtake made things a bit sketchy there. Too much wheel spin and power, but we make it work. We almost run into the back of Max Verstappen. Don't want to spin him in the first lap like we did in Austria. That was kind of bad. But working our way down the hill towards El Rouge and Radion. Don't want to have a crash there. That would be tragic. And down the straight, I forgot what it was called. I knew, but then I just completely forgot. Headed now through those S's sort of thing and down the hill, and now towards the end of lap 1. We're not near Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. Right now I'm just trying to get a feel for the car. This is the first time ever in this game I drove in the rain. Except for, I'm not really including those last 2 laps in the Australian Grand Prix, since it wasn't even raining hard enough for the wet tires, so technically that wasn't really a rain race by any means, but yeah, starting to lose Sebastian Vettel a bit here. Daniel Ricciardo behind us. On lap 2, we are still sitting in P7 on F1's longest track, I believe this is. Right? I don't know. I didn't watch the little pre-race thing. Kind of ignore them as well when I'm actually doing the race, and it's been like a week since I actually did do this race. Last Saturday I did this race, so I kind of forgot since then, but headed into turn 1, a little hairpin. I don't know what that's called. Every name here except for no name. That's a corner name. Oh wait, I said that wrong. Every corner here has a name except for no name. But I only know like El Rouge, Radion, and Stavelot, whatever it's called. Don't judge me. They really just actually started getting serious with Formula One last June when the 2019 game came out. Started watching Arva's Let's Plays and stuff. And started following Formula One. To watch it, but I had no idea what was happening. I just bandwagoned for Lewis Hamilton every race. That was back in like 2017 though. But now, Daniel Ricciardo is attacking us here, down the straightaway. Gonna get him though on the braking, and he's not gonna be able to get us. Take that, Daniel. It's me versus one of my favorite all-time F1 drivers. Wow. Their AI, that is. That is Daniel Bot, I guess. Don't even think that's a thing, but now on to lap 5, and the rain is slowing down considerably. Probably not far away from dry conditions in this race, potentially. Car showing a lot of speed though, P7 right now. The track's still wet. As you can see there, it's almost done raining. It's like stopping, picked up a bit there under braking. By the end of lap 5, as you can see on the screen, no rain. The track is still a bit wet though. We had to wait for it to dry out. But it's not raining anymore, which means we will go on to the dries in this race before the end of it. And coming on to the end of lap 6, now's the time to go on to the dry tires. I feel like the wets, the inters, are slowing down. I feel like the dries are going to be preferred now. And yeah, coming in to the pit box here to get on a fresh set of soft tires to go to the end of this race with the final 5 laps that we have left to run. And it's an average decent stop by the boys, 2.6 seconds, and we slid there. Oh, but now race control has pretty much confirmed it is time for dry tires, as DRS is now available. And they also confirmed that they hate me and they want Daniel to pass me, so they're boosting him with DRS down that long straightaway that I forgot the name of after El Rouge and Radion. But at the end of lap 7, George Russell up ahead, he's going to slow us up if we don't try to get past him. We slid there, we stay behind him though. Down to the turn 1 hairpin, we will not get him. And out of the pits up there is Daniel Ricciardo, so he jumped us in the pit lane. Maybe we did go on to softs a lap too early, slid there, but we did get past Russell the next straightaway. Daniel Ricciardo being held up by Jack Aitken, my teammate. Oh, we went wide, but we still got the run. And we're going to get both of them. Yeah, we got on past Jack Aitken, our teammate, and Daniel Ricciardo. Nice teamwork by Jack, holding up Daniel for me to get by. I am so proud of him, and we have the fastest lap as of right now. It's only because none of the front runners have set laps on the soft tires, or at least full flying laps. They've been in the pits on their only lap out, so people like Lewis, Charles, Valtteri, they'll all be setting faster laps. Sebastian, Max, and Alex most likely as well. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo at us down the hill, though, with just 2 to go. Headed into El Rouge, we're going to be side by side. No, he backs out. And we took a bit of a corner cut there. I'm going to try to hug the bottom here. I want Daniel to get on by. The other Daniel Kvyat, is out of the session. Go to his home race in Russia in just a few episodes. We've raced 16 after Monza, which will be next episode in Italy. Well, on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Tires overheating a little bit by the looks of it, but headed down the hill. Daniel gonna have one run at us and headed down the straight. This will most likely be his last great chance to get on by me. But he doesn't have the run to get fully by me because I'm using overtaken ridge mix. And we hold the spot for now, but he is going to have that one straightaway headed down to Stavelot in the final chicane to get us here on lap 11. It's going to be a close one here. Headed down towards No Name, which is that left-hander down there. Now later in the lap, headed down to Stavelot. Right, that's what it's called. I'm starting to think that's not what it's called now, but I think it is. But headed down to the final chicane. Daniel was not close enough, and he didn't have the run. But we're going to come home in P7. Nice amount of points here today for us. Oh boy, what was he doing? Daniel, Jesus. Hey, we have driver of the day. Let's go. Anyway, onto the race results here. You will see Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Valtteri Bottas, I believe, were the top 3 there. So Lewis wins again. I don't even think he's leading the Drivers' Championship, but yeah. I forgot to record the highlights. So instead, once I'm done looking through everything, here's an interview from Claire. Goodbye.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. Things were close between you and your rival, but it looks like you're coming up top, doesn't it? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? Great. Well, that's everything.